Good morning. I am back today with another Bible study video. This one is on Psalm 118. And if you haven't watched my videos before, I'm Alexia. I do Bible study videos kind of geared towards finding comfort in the midst of mental health struggles. I suffer with anxiety and depression. I know the struggle, and I empathize with anyone going through the struggle. I have lost jobs over this, and not like been fired. I've quit because my anxiety has been so bad. So I can understand your struggle, and it is my goal just to make as many people as possible feel better with the comfort of the Bible. I haven't had like tremendous amounts of views, but even if there's one person viewing my video, you matter, and I hope you've gotten something out of my video. So with that said, let me go ahead and start with Psalm 118. Now, I did just read it and write my notes. It's not disingenuous. I just like to get my thoughts together before I record the video so it's more organized. So here we go. I'm going to start. This is Psalm 118, Thanksgiving for Victory. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His faithful love endures forever. Let Israel say, his faithful love endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, his faithful love endures forever. Let those who fear the Lord say, his faithful love endures forever. Now, I am reading from two different commentaries today. One is the MacArthur Bible commentary, and one is the Tony Evans Bible commentary. So what I just read, the commentary said, notice the repetition. The biblical writers weren't able to use bold typeface or italics to emphasize important truths. So all they had to emphasize something was just repeating it over and over again. And that is the one phrase we see throughout this psalm is his faithful love endures forever. And that is something very comforting and why I chose this psalm to do a video on. We'll go on. I called to the Lord in distress. The Lord answered me and put me in a spacious place. The Lord is for me. I will not be afraid. What can a mere mortal do to me? So the commentary was saying, when the psalmist was in distress, God delivered him. If you have access to this kind of divine aid, what is there to be afraid of? The Lord is my helper. Therefore, I will look in triumph on those who hate me. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in humanity. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in nobles. So the commentary here was saying, let us not trust in humanity, but take refuge in God. All the nations surrounded me. In the name of the Lord, I destroyed them. They surrounded me. Yes, they surrounded me. In the name of the Lord, I destroyed them. They surrounded me like bees. They were extinguished like a fire among thorns. In the name of the Lord, I destroyed them. They pushed me hard to make me fall, but the Lord helped me. So here, we're seeing he's giving God all of the credit for his success. I destroyed them, but it was in the name of the Lord. And in the name of the Lord, I destroyed them. They pushed me hard to make me fall, but the Lord helped me. So he's giving all the glory, all the credit to God. He's not saying, I'm such a great fighter. I'm such a good this. It was all me. No, he's giving the credit to the Lord. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. And this is a reference to Exodus 15:2. Let me see if I can find it to show you. I mean, I can find it. Just hoping it doesn't take me too long to find it. Here we go. Here we see, the Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. So this is, right after they escaped through the Red Sea, and we have that hopeful song. So the psalmist is quoting that song, and my commentary was saying the Lord was his strength and helped him. So just like the Lord was their strength in Exodus, he is the psalmist's strength now. So here we go. There are shouts of joy and victory in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand performs valiantly. The Lord's right hand is raised. The Lord's right hand performs valiantly. So we kind of see again the repetition, that the Lord's right hand performs valiantly. I kind of want to underline those as well, because anywhere we see repetition, it's kind of important. My pen's been acting funky, so I don't want to mess my page up. Okay, the Lord's right hand performs valiantly. The Lord's right hand performs valiantly. Okay. I'm no expert, but I would say anytime you see any kind of repetition, just kind of note that, because it's an important phrase. It's an important, little wisdomous phrase. Okay. And my commentary here was saying the psalmist responds to God's deliverance with joy and praise. And my commentary went a bit further with that, but I didn't have a lot of room there. Let me see. Okay. My commentary went a bit further with that and gave you kind of a question to verses 15 and 16. It said, how do you respond to answered prayer? Do you give vocal acknowledgement to God and glorify him so that others may be encouraged to trust him? Or do you take his blessings and provision for granted? And I think sometimes I do take them for granted. None of us are perfect. I'm sure we all do at times take them for granted. Okay, I will not die, but I will live and proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord disciplined me severely, but did not give me over to death. So here he's saying, I will proclaim what the Lord has done. My commentary was saying this is because the Lord preserved his life. That's why he will proclaim what the Lord has done. And here we see the Lord did discipline him severely, but he didn't give him over to death. So like a loving parent, you get disciplined, but you're still loved. Okay, open the gates of righteousness for me. I will enter through them and give thanks to the Lord. This is the Lord's gate. The righteous will enter through it. I will give thanks to you because you have answered me and have become my salvation. So here my commentary was saying he wants to enter the gates of the temple and publicly give thanks to God for his salvation. The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. So in the MacArthur Bible commentary, it was saying this passage in verse 22 has a historical basis, which is paralleled in its major features by analogy with the rejection of Christ. So both of my commentaries were saying, the stone the builders rejected. And then later over here, both of my commentaries were saying it was in reference to Jesus. So let's move on. This came from the Lord. It is wondrous in our sight. This is the day the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. So the MacArthur commentary, I'm going to have to grab it again. I didn't write this down again because of just not having a lot of room. I think I write too many notes, honestly. 24. Sorry. I am unorganized. Okay, so for verse 24, the MacArthur Bible commentary is saying this probably refers to 1, the day of deliverance, and or 2, the day the stone was made the chief cornerstone, which they now celebrate. So I actually had this verse up in my bathroom for a really long time. Verse 24, this is the day the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. It's one of the only Bible verses I have memorized because I made it into a song for myself. And I was kind of taking it out of context because the commentary, says it's referring to the day of deliverance or the day that he has become the cornerstone. I was kind of taking it out of context, but I mean, not really. I tried when I woke up every day and saw that, I was reminding myself, today is the day the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. So it's not really taken out of context, but I guess for why it's said here, maybe. Let's move on. Lord, save us. Lord, please grant us success. He who comes in the name of the Lord is blessed. And I wrote Jesus, ? And I'll tell you what my commentary had to say about that. So let's see. Okay. He is the blessed one who comes in the name of the Lord. And my commentary was referencing Matthew verse 21:9. It says, but Israel's religious leaders rejected him and had him put to death. Nonetheless, God vindicated him, raising him from the dead to be the Lord of all. Those with eyes of faith recognize this as wondrous. So there you have it. That's what my commentary has to say about that. It's he who comes in the name of the Lord is blessed. They're saying that's referring to Jesus. So I'm just trying to give y'all all the background information. Sorry, this video is all over the place. From the house of the Lord, we bless you. The Lord is God and has given us lights. Bind the festival sacrifice with cords to the horns of the altar. You are my God, and I will give you thanks. You are my God, I will exalt you. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His faithful love endures forever. So this psalm ended how it started. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His faithful love endures forever. And I'll tell you what my commentary has to say about the ending of this psalm. Let's see. The psalmist concludes, as he began, he gives thanks and exalts God for the faithful love that he expresses toward his people. Not only is such divine covenant-based love exactly what we need, but it also endures forever. So the reason I wanted to do the video on this psalm is because it was very encouraging, because you're reminded that his faithful love endures forever. He hears when you cry to him in distress, and He's your strength, and the Lord's right hand performs valiantly. And you're just reminded throughout the whole psalm how loving God is. And that is why I wanted to do a video on it. And I'm sorry if this video was kind of all over the place, but thank you for watching. If you got through the whole thing, I hope you got something out of this. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and God bless.